Hello my lovelies, my name's Tara and welcome to my channel where I talk about all things sewing, vintage inspired and DIY style. If you're new here, hi, it's lovely to have you here. I hope that you return. If you like today's video, please do hit the subscribe and like. It means so much to me to have you watching and sharing my sewing adventures. And if you're returning, it's lovely to see you again. And I also want to say a huge thank you to those of you who've been really supportive by way of sending lovely comments, supporting me by buying me a Ko-fi. I'm actually fundraising to get one of my own sewing patterns printed. So any little bit of support, even like likes, subscribes, telling other people, sharing this with other people, with your sewing friends. Today I'm going to be doing a review of my summer sewing. My very first video that I did, I'll put a card somewhere, was full of very exciting plans, and as they always are. I don't know about you, but I tend to really go off piste and I get inspired by other things and so on. So I'm going to talk through the things that I did make, the things that worked really well. I'm going to show you, talk about some of the things I didn't actually make, some of the things I started to make, something that I was very disappointed with, which is really upsetting, and then just all the other things. So let's crack on. So the first thing that I plan to make, and what I'm actually wearing, is the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes T. I absolutely loved this pattern. Really simple to use, really well constructed pattern, excellent instructions. The only thing that I would change is I just feel like it's ever so slightly too broad on my shoulder. So I would just sort of do a minor adjustment there. Otherwise everything else is great. Nice long sleeves. It's quite a nice long t-shirt. I don't like the way I sewed this bit, but that was me. And my sewing machine, Bertha's just over there. Machine Bertha absolutely hated, and so did my overlocker actually, hated this fabric, which is a shame because it's got bananas on it. I'm going to make loads more of these. I think it's fab, and yeah, if you haven't made it, I may be the only person in the sewing world who hadn't made it until now. If you haven't made it, make it. It's 10 out of 10. So the next thing that I had, I talked about, but I didn't actually, I showed you the fabric, but I didn't actually say what I was going to make. But what I did make was, it was a McCall's pattern, and it's this little, I call it a sun top. Another fabulous pattern that I'll put some pictures on screen. I've made loads of these, and I'll show you another couple of them later. I made a minor adjustment to this pattern in that it was a little bit short in the bodice, and it's just been an absolutely lovely, I love it, I really love it. The next thing that I made, I showed you this beautiful fabric, if you can see there. I made a maxi wrap dress. I've made loads of these as bridesmaids dresses and actual in lace for wedding dresses. I made this, and again, I'm so, you know, it's a real wardrobe staple, and it's perfect for really hot summer days. And yeah, I've absolutely loved wearing this. Real, like, really gorgeous. Just with flip-flops, sort of walking around the beach. So not that I actually did much walking around the beach, but you know, yeah, so absolutely another real winner. So at this point it sort of started to go a little bit wrong. I had a few fails. So I this one that I was going to make out of the pink gingham, I did cut this out, but I didn't end up making it. I got distracted, but that's it going into my UFO pile, and I will do that for next summer now. This one, which is really gorgeous, and I really wanted to make it out of a Liberty print. I just couldn't decide on a Liberty print, and then I didn't have the money, so this is still on the to make pile. I then showed you this paint pot fabric, and this is cut out, and I just put it to one side because actually the fabric was a little bit too hot. So I'm going to be finishing that, and that can just go into my sort of autumn wardrobe. So one of the things that I was really the most inspired and excited about making was a turban inspired by Avis from the Netflix series Hollywood. I ordered a pattern and was very excited to make it, but I'm really disappointed in the results. So I don't want to say what the pattern is, but I will show you. So I had this lame fabric, and I ended up making a few of them, but yeah. So love this bit, and you know, whatever. I had to really tweak the pattern, but it just sort of does this weird crest thing. I don't know if you can see that. It just sort of does this really weird thing. The instructions were just not so brilliant, and I tried again, and I did one with a lining, and I tweaked the pattern, and I fiddled with the instructions, and it's great if it stays there, but it just sort of keeps getting a little bit erect on your head, which is not really what I wanted. I persevered, and here's my Mildred here looking beautifully made up for you, yeah, so luckily they didn't take much fabric and they didn't take much time, but I have to take this off, and yeah. So what I've decided to do is do my own pattern and instructions, and I'll be working on that and hopefully releasing that in time for Christmas, because I'd like to do it with some little kits and so on, with nice fabrics, because I really want an amazing turban. So yeah, so that was disappointing, but hopefully something really amazing will come out of it. This is where I got really distracted and excited by new fabrics and other things and other ideas and things on Instagram and things that I was watching, and so yeah, so none of this was in that original video, but I thought I'd show you anyway. So I made a further 2 of the tops out of that McCall's pattern, one out of this lovely, I think it's cotton linen viscose, that I got from Jacob's Haberdashery, and then to go with this I actually made a suit, because I made a full circle skirt in the same fabric and wear them together. I don't have a photo of me in that. I will insert photos as and when necessary, and I used my own dressmaking sewing guide to do this. All links for anything relevant will be down there somewhere. So yeah, absolutely love this little suit together. Like it's been one of my absolutely favourite things. Another one of those little tops is this one out of this vintage fabric with fairies all over it that I bought in a charity shop years ago. I think it was a curtain or something, and this pattern just doesn't take up much fabric. It's not even quite a metre, I think, but like a metre. So I absolutely love this one. I just love all the fairies on it and novelty prints. And I never really knew that I was a novelty print person, but clearly bananas, fairies, you know, midlife crisis happening. And then I made these wrap tops. This one was out of a duvet that I got from a charity shop, and it's got this like little puff sleeve, short sleeve, cotton, just really super easy to wear. I cut the pattern for this myself based off of a top I saw Dita Von Teese wearing, and that's been really lovely, and I've really enjoyed wearing that. And then I made another one in red gingham, and just with a longer sleeve, and I probably will make some more of these sorts of tops for autumn winter, because they're really easy easy to wear. I made this tiered skirt out of this Pima cotton with all these little parasols. There is, and I will link it, little card or whatever. There was a guide to how to sew this, and you can also buy a PDF guide to sewing this over on my website as well. I've loved making these. I've loved wearing these. It's that, you know, I don't know if you're the same as me, but you sort of find things that work for you, and then you've just got to make them in all the fabrics and all the colours. So I hope you've enjoyed having a little look at some of the things I've made this summer. I think it's been a really lovely summer actually, despite all the sort of lockdown and everything, just purely because I feel like I've really enjoyed sewing these things, and I've really enjoyed making them. I'm not a natural summer person. I burn. I'm not very good in hot weather, but I've really enjoyed my summer wardrobe, and now I'm planning my autumn wardrobe. So thank you for spending some time with me. Let me know what you've been making this summer. If you've got any recommendations for some fabulous patterns, I'd love to know. Happy sewing, my lovelies. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.